parents are not making money.
Yeah.
When these situations, so the trainers you want to buy, they can't afford it. There's so much going on. So.
Yeah.
I remember one time,
That's traumatizing.
No,
That's 7 belts.
We're not doing that.
One time, we've all got in trouble, and she was about to beat me. Then I just said, I'll tell my mum. So she pulled them aside to choose your weapon. They had to choose either
slipper,
belt,
wooden spoon,
a belt, a wire, a wooden spoon. Okay, you know what I used to tell the man them? I used to tell the man them, choose the long, thick cane. Because the reason why I used to say choose the long, thick cane, it took longer to swing through the air. So if it takes,
you kind of do a little.
No. It don't have the same impact.
Okay.
If you choose the thin one, the thin one had a whip to it.
Yeah.
So everyone used to think choose a smaller one because I'm like nah.
This guy became a connoisseur and beating you.
I used to get beat so much in school that I knew what would cause less impact. Like literally, I knew what would. I used to get beat so much in school.
There's no grade.
They'll beat for anything.
No grade.
You'll get flogging for something so minor. Like you'll come home late from school, 10 minutes flogging.
Yeah.
You'll take a meat from the pot, flogging. You know what I'm trying to say? You'll sag your trousers, flogging. Like there was the disparity between the crime and the punishment was too vast. So
if you had to pick and answer the question, if you had to pick and say, should parents be allowed to beat their children? If you had to pick a yes and a no, and when I say beating, because you're going to say what level of beating. So for instance, so let's say, because my thing is, when you're beating someone, you're trying to inflict pain. So when people say what level, even if you slap somebody, you're not slapping them just to tickle them. You're slapping them to take the mouthwash out of their mouth. And my question is that, why have we normalized beating, and what kind of trauma does it leave, even growing up? Because obviously that fight you had with your dad, it only became a fight because you fought back. Technically, that could have just been your dad might have just punched you and then punched you again and just collecting blows.
You see, like,
because
wait, you see how
he slapped me before as an adult, like open hand.
Wait, Gabriel, you see how you're not saying that? Like, you see, like,
wait. Let me
out.
When we had the fight, I'd reached the end of my tether.
Okay.
Obviously, growing up, you're trained, your program not to hit your parents.
Of course, yeah.
So in my head, as a kid, did I ever think, there'll be a day where I have a fight with my dad? No. So every beating to that point, you just take it. That's what we do. We just take it. So that day when I got slapped in the face, again, it was something that it was unwarranted. Pow! Open, like the cleanest slaps, bro. I stood there and I took it because at that point I hadn't reached the end of my.
What was it for? Sorry,
I don't remember.
Okay.
I hadn't reached the end of my tether yet. But the day we had the fight, I was done.
Yeah.
Like that was the straw that brought the camel's back that particular day. But prior to that, I never even.
You would never dream of it as your dad. Yeah.
Bruv, even the chat back, talking back. Are you mad? I won't even talk back to my dad.
Who done most of the beating in the house? Your mum or your dad?
My dad.
Okay, so was your mum mainly the mediator?
My mum was the mediator.
Okay,
or my mum was the queen of the wooden spoon.
Oh no, knuckles on the hand.
The open hand.
Yeah.
That was my mum. My mum was not really disciplined like that. She was more verbal, whatever. But my dad was physical.
Did you
mobile phone?
Okay. Did you ever? Okay. Was there ever? I know it might have to be hard to remember, but even with futures, was there ever the time when there was something before the beating? So, for instance, with everything, there's sort of like you would say some kind of. Was there any mediation before it got to beating? So let's say for instance, they said to Yusuf, do not make sure you don't leave any plate in the sink. So let's say for instance you forgot one time. Was it ever like, okay, you're grounded before they beat you, or was it literally beaten? Was beaten the first resort?
So remember, it wasn't always beaten. It was sometimes, the typical what you're describing, the punishments. Put your hand up and face the wall. Put your hands on your ears and go up and down. Basically squatting, bruv.
That's the reason why I was proper athletic. Because I wouldn't punish.
Bruv, you're watching back.
I don't think you understand. Man got punished so much that I was able to dunk at 15.
Yeah.
Do you understand what that is? But I got punished so much I was able to dunk a basketball at 15.
To me, those are like.
The biggest problem is that our parents have seen their parents do it, their parents saw their parents do it, and so on and so forth, where it's passed down to the point that we've normalised picking up.
Also, it's programming. The same way we have been programmed from a kid, our parents have been programmed too. And also with my dad as well, just to give my dad a bit of solace. His dad died when he was 3.
Okay.
So my dad never had a dad. So I always.
But couldn't that be part of he? Not saying exactly, I don't use an issue, but couldn't that be part of his?
That's what I'm about to say.
Yeah.
So as I got older, I started to draw my own conclusions to why my dad was the way he was, and I put one of the reasons why he was the way he was because he didn't have a father.
Yeah.
My dad's dad died when he was 3. So my dad, he had brothers and he has a mum, but he never had a dad.
Yeah.
So I always attributed that to one of the reasons why he treated me the way he did. Whether good or bad, I thought, okay, cool, he didn't have a dad, maybe he doesn't know how to father a child, I'm his only son, whatever. And obviously he's going through, I think we forget that our parents are...
They've gone through a madness.
They're human beings.
Yeah, they've gone,
They're going through,
and kids. You made a very vital point by saying that our parents are just human beings. Because sometimes we revere our parents and put them on this pedestal. And forget they're just us.
They're just us.
There's no difference. They're just older versions of us.
Exactly.
And that's the biggest problem that I haven't fully forgiven. I understand what my mum went through.
Yeah.
I understand fully the culture change of coming from Nigeria, having a master's degree, doing everything she was doing in Nigeria to come here and start cleaning toilets, doing 3 jobs, trying to make ends meet. Then you've got a son who you're trying to tell to do something and he's not listening. And I was never a bad boy. I may have had bad friends, but I knew when it was time to go home. I was respectful. I was never rude to people. Never. So when my mum was so strict and harsh with me, I didn't understand. And that was part of the bit that made me rebel. But have I forgiven my mum completely? No. But do I understand? Yes. But I tell you what it's now caused.
That's the same for me.
Let me tell you the side effect now of my mum being so strict and me getting beat for everything. It took me a long time to stop being a liar. So for instance, I was so scared of doing something wrong that if something went wrong, instead of me just telling the truth, because I was so scared and I've been traumatized with getting in trouble, I no longer wanted to accept the things that I was doing. So something would happen and it's just a genuine mistake. And someone would say, let's say something was broken. So let's say we're in this gym right now, and let's say Chiz has gone somewhere, and let's say I accidentally maybe swung this on here and it broke. Let's use an example. Back in the day, instead of me just to own up and say, right, Chiz, was training, and then the weight rolled into the glass. I say, I don't know, I don't know, happen. And it was only,
because you're scared of the consequences.
This happened even going into my adult age where I got to the point and say, this person can't do me nothing. Why am I not telling the truth?
That's the thing.
People don't realise what happens with the beating and the trauma.
That's my point I make. Our parents don't realise the trauma they're giving us and the PTSD. I'll give you an example, So me and my dad are cool now, innit? Like when I see him, we have good, I won't say we're close, but we have a mutual respect, decent relationship, innit?
I felt your blow, you felt my blow.
So and it's been years,
When I was,
it's been years.
I came out of the top.
No, I'm Jimmy.
And also, I'm a big man. My dad's through the years.
It's long fighting now, it's long years.
No, we're not getting anything physical. But my dad, he's softened throughout the years, innit? Now he's not, obviously, he can't be strict. Who are you being strict on? All your kids are grown and gone. So my dad he's calm, he's funny, he jokes around a lot, cool. But I still have trauma from when I'm a kid.
Of course.
So, but when my dad calls me, I get anxiety.
Because you're thinking, what is it? Have I done something?
Anxiety.
It's bad.
Most of the time when he calls me, I don't pick up the phone. I text him back or I call him later because I have genuine anxiety.
And it's the same with my mum.
Nothing will happen. I call him and we bless. Before I'm like, I put it down.
Yeah.
Or even going to the house.
Yeah. You was on edge.
Like,
you're in the house and you
like,
was on edge.
Is dad home? If he's home, I'll come later. Yeah. But when I see him, it's blessed. But I have genuine anxiety, bruv. Because of my childhood trauma. It's real. So it's like I get it at the time. You think this is the best discipline for your kid, and it may work short term. But parents are not thinking about the long term effects. I don't think any parent thinks about how is this going to affect my kid in 20, 30 years time. They're not thinking. They're thinking, how can I stop this child from misbehaving right here, right now? Quickest way is slap.
Alright, so now we're on this. We also
which I don't agree with, by the way.
We also saw the video. It wasn't real, by the way, of where like the mum has seen a shoebox full of money and she's throwing the things. It's not real, by the way. It's not real. It's not real. No, I've seen it. It's a promo video for a video. Like you got to remember this in the realest way possible. The moment you're a child and you see your mum going for that box, it's not even getting to the balcony. Let's be real. That box is not like man telling me, oh, you can't direct your mum, brother. Like listen, you think wait. My mum found that shoebox. You think it's getting to that balcony? She's getting slide tackled. That shoebox is not getting to that balcony.
What's the name? M. Bison.
She's getting slide tackled. Now, a lot of children get kicked out. Sometimes they get kicked out when they're young because they get pregnant. I don't understand how you can kick your daughter out for getting pregnant when that's the time she needs you the most. But that's another conversation. Even when young boys get a girl pregnant, I've seen parents kick out their child when your child needs you the most. That's another conversation. If a parent has found out that their child is drug dealing or doing fraud, should that parent kick that child out? So what we saw that day, even though it's not real, but let's imagine it was real, is that the right step for the mum to take?
Nope.
No, it's not.
You see, the problem is here when you got when you get kicked out, you become more active because now you're on your own. So you're gonna go to what you know how to do best, and you're gonna go even harder.
What if that child not listening? So you told him, you stop doing this fraud, like stop it. Like you're seeing, because what the biggest problem with parents is that, and this is hard because a lot of parents are not making money when these situations. So the trainers you want to buy, they can't afford it. There's so much going on. So even when I was young and I was doing dodgy stuff, I used to give my mum bare peas. And because I was working in Carphone warehouse. Maybe my mum in her naivety thought maybe I was just doing plenty bonus. That's why I could just give my mum, I'll give my mum bags of money, no joke. I was giving her cash. My mum never questioned and asked, where did this thing come from? Now, in a lot of these situations, not saying all kids who drug deal are doing it to give their mum money, no, I'm not stupid. But in a situation where the mum is struggling to pay the gas, electric, rent and that, and then she can see that this child is making peas. Surely it's, I'm not condoning it, but surely it must be difficult. And our question is that, should that parent kick that child out if they're involved in criminal activity like drug dealing or fraud? So forget all the other stuff, forget stabbing, shootings and all of that. Should a parent kick out their child for drug dealing?
That shouldn't be their first point of call, no. Sit down with your child, have a conversation with them first, try to figure out the whys and, you know what I mean, figure out why they're doing it, and obviously make your stance clear. If they carry on doing it after you've made your stance clear, then maybe so. Because if you're bringing threat to my house, you're bringing weapons in my house, there's a potential of, you know, police raiding the house, or your ops, whatever it is, knowing where we live and bringing violence to the house, you're endangering me now as the parent. Your sisters, your brothers, whoever. So my first point of call wouldn't be get out of my house. It will be sit down, let's talk about this. Why are you doing this? Is it because you need more money? Try and figure something out, innit? If you had a conversation with them and they carry on, then they'll probably have to leave. If I had a son who was selling drugs, I'm not gonna lie, big man, do your thing, cool, whatever. I'm playing. I'm playing. It's a joke.
I said, Meech, pay the mortgage, Meech.
You know what it is. Sometimes in life, you can't knock the hustle, innit? I respect the hustle, whatever. I'm joking. If I had a son who was selling drugs and he had weapons in the house, boom, boom. One, being who I am now, the man who I'm taking everything from him. That's the first thing. I'm taking it all from him. It's mine now, whatever. Two, you're bringing guns into my house. You've got, I'll be honest with you, I don't really care about the money. It's more about how you're getting it and what you're potentially doing to get this money.
Yusuf's going on holiday to Dubai with the money. Again, Dubai.
Like, I want my son to end up in prison or dead. So we're going to have a real conversation that day, innit? Like, stop now, it's over, it's done. If you carry on doing it after I've told you to stop, then you have to go then.
So kicking out your child, kicking out your child for things like that, you would say is okay?
To a certain degree, like I said before, if you're bringing...
Just kick him out into the badness, like, if you think you're a big man and you're not listening to me, you go. So we're going to stick with that video we saw where the money was being thrown off the balcony. First of all, any parent that finds out their son is drug dealing and they find money, please don't throw the money away. Because that money probably belongs to somebody else, and now you've now put that son in a situation where he now owes this person 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 grand. He's now gonna have to work the debt off, and if you're not gonna let him go out and work that debt off, they're coming to your house, or you're gonna find him on the milk carton.
Speak to your kids. Try to reason with them, innit?
But okay, we're trying to be diplomatic. Is there really any going back? Let's be real. A kid that's drug dealing, the harsh reality of it is this. Is that conversation really going to make that kid stop?
Do you think if you had a son, you could convince him to stop?
I think
having the experience and knowledge that you have right now, you don't think a conversation with your son would help at all?
I think the issue is this: is that the moment it's got to that point. So, for instance, I've got a lot of mates, who've also drugs.
Also, remember, we're not our parents.
But
so we have a better level of understanding.
I've got a whole heap of mates who have also drugs. They've all got big boys now who are like 14, 15, 16, 17. This is the age when it kind of starts. I'm not in their lives to know what's going on, and only they would know. And probably if their sons were selling drugs, they probably wouldn't know anyway until they catch them. I'm going to hazard a guess and say none of their kids are selling drugs. And the reason why I say that is because see representation and being a role model. And all of them are doing well to a certain point. And I think the motive for most of boys selling drugs is not being able to get a job.
As in, you mean
their dads are doing well.
Your friend's sons.
Their dads are doing well. So they're making money. So therefore, their kids are not in want or need of much.
Okay, cool. We've all got a friend. I'll say who it is off camera. In uni, he sold drugs. But if you ask from the outside looking in,
we know.
from the outside looking in, you wouldn't think he had to. And from how he described his family to be, in my head I'm thinking, why are you doing this?
Yeah, I was shocked when I found out.
And that was more about.
I wasn't.
To me, that was more.
You wasn't shocked?
Nah.
You weren't shocked?
Nah.
Bro, this guy used to carry around a knife.
Yeah, but I was shocked when I found that. I was like, huh? Because you think from a I hate using the phrase two-parent household, but I like we're discussing it because sometimes we always throw shade on single mums.
Yeah.
As in to say don't get me wrong, a male figure is 100% needed in the household. 100% because you need the yin and the yang. You need that. And even when you look in the schooling system, when we was growing up, we fed the male teachers. We didn't feed the women teachers. Like when Mr. Something was coming, everyone kind of, you know what I mean? We need the male figure.
Of course,
but it's not to say that just because you've got a mum and dad, that this son's going to come out the right way. But it may make it easier.
No, make it easier.
But come to that, that's why I wasn't shocked. Because remember, I grew up with my auntie and uncle. So like that's a two-parent household. My auntie and uncle raised all of us. But obviously from when we've started college and that and started making money, we had to pay rent. And obviously I was pissed because I was pissed because listen, I was pissed because imagine I'm paying rent here and me, my cousin are sharing a room, and my older cousin had moved back to here from Nigeria. He was born here, sent to Nigeria when he was a kid because he was naughty in school at young, but he ended up staying till he was like probably in his early 20s. So imagine now there's 3 of us sharing one room, a small room, but we're paying rent. But the little money I'm making from college is not, you get what I'm saying? So by the time I've left college now and we're uni, some of the man them in uni and gone down that route because couple older men from our area showing men how to, you get me? So imagine one of the man them, I'm not gonna say who, has literally bought like a brand new Alfa Romeo in like 06 cash. I'm like, right, I'm sitting here and I'm like, shit, how much paid them for as well? So all of us, before you know it, we've joined my man. Then that's when I've got the punto and you get me, we've all joined my man and all that. And like the same way you're saying, raw, you give your mom cash and this and that and all of that. I remember like just before my mom died, February that year. So last time I saw my mom, we were talking face to face. And I was asking her about certain things and she was like, oh, why don't you blah blah blah, this, that. And I said to her, oh, I make good money now, but I said, come in lumps as it used to. So I said, it's better, it flows better now. But at the time, where if you go back to like 09, 10, 11, I said to her, oh, between those 2 years, it was coming in boom, 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 boom. So I said, oh, 06, I was giving her money, it was coming good at the times, then I stopped for a while, I got a job and I tried to stay far off that in it. Then I think 08 I got kicked out, I got fired from Carphone Warehouse because of something someone did. Then 09 I'd gone through like 6 months where I didn't have no money, I didn't have no job, both my contracts got cancelled. So imagine like for 6 months I'm just in my room, I'm not doing nothing.
What year was this?
This is 08 to like 09. So like my daily routine was like,
he was 20.
I think I was
that would make you what?
I was 23. No, 23, 22, 23.
Oh, yeah.
So 22 going on 23, around them ages there. So like imagine I've got no money now. So like my routine was like, I'll get up in the morning, I'll go gym, I'll do pull-ups, dips and all that. In the evening I'll go gym again. Then I got my SIA badge around that time. So once I've got a little door job again, the little money I've got now, I just jump back in because I'm only working 2 nights in it. So like my auntie starts again, oh, you have to pay rent, so I'm pissed. So I'm like, right, you know what, little change, I'm gonna jump back in, 1 foot on the road. So I started doing road again. Then I'm giving my mum money and that, but my aunt is saying that, rah, make sure you always give your mum money. So she's like, pay the rent and give your mum money. So after I said to my mum one day, I said to her, rah, you know, like when I'm in Nigeria, I said to her, you've never asked all them times how I was working a crap job and I helped you buy land. I help you buy a couple cars, I help you start your catering business. I said, you never asked. I said, at that time I didn't even have a car during that period.